For the past few months, ever since I started to be very active on social media, I've been receiving many texts from many people who are desperately asking for jobs. And these people are sending me texts believing that I could give them jobs or at least direct connection to the jobs. Yeah, but it has been a very sad reality that I'm not yet in that position where I can be able to offer you a job or a connection to a job. And I can't tell you enough how much I long and pray to reach that position where I will be able to offer jobs or connection to the jobs. I long for that. And if you believe that one day I can also achieve this, you can help me by commenting amen to the comment section. Anyway, that was not part of the story. So, and it's not just about me. Even any advisory institution, it could be the employment office, it could be the international house in your city, it could be any coaching company or individual, they are not able to give you any job. There are some people who visited even the employment office, and because it has the term employment office, they think that it should be able to give people jobs. So when they don't get jobs, they get frustrated, but they don't understand that the employment office is there to help you in your job seeking process, to give you the services that you need as you are looking for a job opportunity, but they are not there to offer jobs. You get what I'm saying? Yes, but the difference is that first of all, before I tell you the difference, you have to know that the only people who are able to offer you jobs are the employers or the people who are running companies. They are running businesses, and they have been given the mandate to hire people so that the companies would continue to run their day-to-day activities. Yeah, but apart from that, so I'm going back to tell you the difference. That the difference is that these employers or the people who run business, when they happen to need some people, they always have their points of interest where they can contact them and ask for such people or tell them information that we need these people. Can you help us to look for them? And this always depends on the level of trust that a particular employer is having, to a particular institution or to a particular person. And so, for example, people from the employment office, always these are the people who are trusted by the companies because of the position they have, because of how they have conducted themselves with the company. So they're always trusted. And if a particular employer needs a particular person, they will first tell them that we have this open position. If you have any person in mind that you think can fill in this position, please let us know. But of course, we also have the recruitment agencies. Also, they do this. They collect information from different companies about open vacancies, and they help to look for clients. And again, this also, I don't know if you should trust this 100% or it's just people running their business, I don't know. But sometimes it works, and most of the time it doesn't work that fast. Yeah, you always have to enter into a particular pool of applicants, and you will be channeled out slowly depending on the demand by the employer. So that has been the situation. And if you recall, I've said it many times that in Finland, and maybe this could be the worldly thing, that nowadays employers, they hire first based on the direct communication, direct contact. And at the same time, they will be publishing their jobs in the job boards, on the website, in the social media. But they give priority to people they can get in the direct communication. And that is why being connected to a particular community where people can know you and trust your character is extremely important. Because these people who are trusted, when they're being reached out and asked, like, okay, we are looking for a certain person with these qualities, can you recommend anybody? That person who is being trusted should be able to remember your name and recommend you for a particular position. That's how things have been going, in this country. Yeah, so that has been the situation as far as I can understand up to this moment for the entire time I've spent in Finland. But maybe let me tell you a simple message. especially if you're a newcomer. I would say Finland is a family-based country. That's why Finland is being praised as the safest environment to raise your child. Finland has systems which guarantee safety and stability. I love the discussion we had in one of the TikTok live discussion where one of the speakers, her name is billionaire Tess. That's the name she has given herself, billionaire Tess. Yeah, she said, different from other countries which prioritize fast growth, your career can grow very fast. You can earn very high, big amount of income. Finland doesn't give you that very quickly. Instead, you are being offered stability, safety, peace of mind, something like that. However, most of the foreigners, they don't get to see this because of the many factors which I will not discuss, but I will tell you this. Finland may feel like it is a terrible place if you don't have any community you don't belong in, especially if you are a foreigner. Remember, where you are coming from, you had friends, you had families, you had people that you can just go visit and talk, with. But when you come to Finland, you have left all that behind. You are in a new land where nobody knows you, nobody knows your history, no one will call you unless you are proactive into calling someone. And so being alone in a country that is extremely cold, that to get a job, you need to be recommended, it can be quite challenging. And so the best thing you can do is to be part of a certain community. First of all, it helps with your mental well-being. Having someone you discuss your common challenge with, you discuss common topics, you share about different things. It helps your mental stability. It helps on your mental well-being. But on top of your mental well-being, it helps you to get some answers to your challenges. It may happen sometimes you are going through a very difficult moment, but your friend, she or he's already having answers to what you're going through. Maybe not by herself, but she knows where you can get answers. But sometimes being in a community may help you be recommended to a certain position. I told this story one time that sometimes you don't need to even know a particular person from a company, because my first job, actually it was my second job, which gave me my resident permit, I got it not because I was recommended by somebody who was working in a big office somewhere. I was recommended by somebody who didn't even have a job, but he heard me looking for a job and he had a friend who was working and they were looking for somebody. Of course, for him, it didn't work out, to go to that company, but he had me recommended to that place, and that's how I got my job. My second job. Yeah, so sometimes you don't need to be known by somebody in the company already, but just a sake of friends who have enough information about you, they trust you enough, it can be a good starting point. But of course, if you go more, knowing people in the companies and have them trust you by demonstrating good characters, your skills and abilities, it places you even in a better environment or better position for you to acquire certain opportunities or positions. So I think that's the message I wanted to share with you today. And let me finish by giving you some sort of an encouragement message. This is what I can tell you now. The fact that you have crossed an ocean all the way from your country to Finland, that is one evidence which shows that you have got one thing which is very rare and many people don't. It is the courage. You have the courage to cross an ocean. Actually, you are not very different from Columbus, who discovered America, or from Livingstone, who used to work for the European government and they had to travel all the way to Africa. You are not different from them. And that is one of the, highest achievement of man, being able to explore the new lands. And also one thing I can tell you is that courage doesn't always exist on its own, like in the empty environment. Always courage has a message, that there is a package which is worthy of that courage, which is what you already have. And so all you need to do now is to do your best to realize what is working and what is not working. The problem is that most of us are still held back by the old beliefs. Some are held back by our fears. We know exactly that this thing is not supposed to work, but still we are not strong enough to let it go and try out the new ways. And how can we go there? We can go there when we start to meet and talk. Let us meet and talk. Like, guys, how can we overcome this? How can we get jobs? Jobs have become very scarce. What should we do now? And that is what we have been doing as a Kuopio international community, which I have given a title, Kuopio Talents. Let us meet and talk about these things. I'm sure we will find answers, and I'm sure we will find solutions. Yeah, so I've already started to conduct monthly meetups. We have already met 2 times, and we're gonna meet the 3rd time in December. When was the date again? Yeah, December 13th. That will be Saturday. And of course, in each meetup, there will be a particular topic. But the main purpose of this meetup is just to meet and discuss about our common challenges, our common interests, our common things that we may share the value, we may share the interest. Yeah, I believe this is the very good point for starting. And the good thing is that I have already received a lot of encouragement. And not just encouragement, I've even been contacted by some organizations that are willing to offer support. And so this shows that we are in the very good position of moving forward. So please, if you're in Kuopio, make sure that you show up to these meetup points that I will be discussing. I'm always publishing on all of my social media. I'm publishing on TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and even YouTube. Actually, YouTube, rarely. Yeah, so make sure we meet and we talk. If you're outside of Kuopio, don't worry. Some of the meetups, they are online. For instance, this meetup that I'm organizing on 13th of December, it will be an online meetup. And even if you are living in Helsinki or Vantaa or any other place, even if you're outside of Finland, you can still be part of these meetups. And we can discuss our common challenges and see how we can overcome them together. Again, Finland is a terrible place if you are not a part of a certain family. But if you surround yourself with people, even if you are going through some challenges together, it gives you a different kind of feeling. You have that sense of security. You have that sense of peace. And that will be a beginning for you to cross some bridges. Yeah, let me wish you a marvelous and a successful day. Ciao.